we'll be having a guest. Can you stop? I can't. I really can't. I can't. Welcome, guys, to the most ignorant and unfiltered podcast. Today is not just going to be me. We are going to be having a guest, a recurring guest on. And I got to introduce, let's give a round of applause to Leanne. She's been on a few times, and hopefully she will have more to say than last time. Remember the last time we did this was a little, our favorite movies of 2024. See, you don't even remember.
I don't remember.
We don't remember. You don't remember. I didn't really promote it. I just put it up on the thing, and I think I might have deleted it, honestly, actually.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. It was very. How do you say this? Not as exciting. Not a lot of energy that we felt like. I think we were just tired and everything, too. But now, now that we're actually recording and gonna be this is two podcasts in a row that I've done, which means consistency is valuable.
Yeah.
For this podcast, yes. So I just want to say also thank you for people who have watched the first episode. We start off small and hopefully this grows and grows more and more. Like I said, it will most likely be just me, obviously talking probably on the podcast. But if I can get Leanne on, or if I could get guests on, that definitely I've had people reach out that want to be on. Absolutely, it is more just I'm using two cameras. Let's just get more into it real quick. Using two cameras. However, one is a Sony camera, and the other one that's on Leanne is just my iPhone, which is great. I mean, it works. But getting a third camera or having not just me set it all up, and I can't keep track of, like, I can see myself on this camera. She can't see herself on that camera. Neither can I. So we're more adjusting to it when I have more people on, but if we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we are going to be talking about Bring Her Back. Actually, we just saw it yesterday, and I think this is for once. We have very different opinions on this film. Usually, we kind of align more here and there. We have different reasons why we like her films. But we just found out recently too. We also had differ off another film we saw earlier this year. The more we were talking about this film, Bring Her Back, and that was The Monkey that we saw, which I had time to sit on, and I did not like that movie. And
I
you liked
like
it.
that one.
You liked it a lot. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into The Monkey because we won't be talking about that. I just say, in my quick review of it, I guess this is where we differ on Bring Her Back. I had high expectations for The Monkey, and it when I saw the movie, I went along for the ride of, like, okay, we're gonna go slapstick, Looney Tunes horror stupidity. I can enjoy it, but the more I sat on it, and the more when we watched Final Destination Bloodlines, I felt like The Monkey could have had that type of humor. I had low expectations for Final Destination, and then I had high expectations for The Monkey, and they both reversed. Monkey was stupid, and I thought Final Destination was fucking great.
Yeah. I didn't have any expectations for those two. So I think that's maybe why that created the downfall of, what was it? Bring Her Back?
Yeah.
So that's probably why I didn't enjoy Bring Her Back. But I really liked The Monkey because I didn't really know what to expect in that one. And then Final Destination, I already kind of knew what to expect. Is that it just always trickles in those, like, weird, stupid, like,
but it has some
deaths.
twists in it. It has some different routes it went than the original or the previous 5.
Yeah, it did.
6, 5, yeah, 5.
I did like that.
1, 2, 3. I forgot how many they're on.
I don't know.
But I still I still think the second one's the best one. My opinion is I think second one is there's a lot of anger in the second one and a lot of the kills, and I thought that I really enjoyed that. This one, the Final Destination one, was very. It's weird. I was just talking about to one of my buddies who works with me, talking about I don't think he's ever seen the Final Destination films, but it's weird that nostalgia is it's just 10 years ago, like the last one came out.
Yeah.
And now I mean, the franchise has been going on since over 20 years, but all of a sudden it's nostalgic now. It's just weird that how it happens.
Because when the first one come out?
2000.
Yeah.
So it's 24 years.
Oh, okay.
And the last one came out, I believe, in 2011, I think. The prequel.
Yeah, I feel like everything that people did in like the 90s and the early 2000s is now popular again. So that's why it's
starting to get there.
Nostalgic now.
90s are starting to peak. 80s are out, Stranger Things is out, 90s are starting to hit their nostalgia, and then eventually it'll be 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, where we look at 9/11 now, it's like, oh, that's nostalgic. You know, like
No.
it is. Did you hit your head on the mic?
Yeah.
So, but let's bring you back into this and talk about the movie, because let's jump right in before we get distracted, right? It's gonna be an hour-long podcast if we get distracted,
right?
And I don't want to edit an hour-long podcast. So with the movie Bring Her Back, it is a film. There's the second feature of the I can't pronounce their names. The Phillips. Can you look on your phone real quick? The directors of Talk to Me and Bring Her Back. But they are, for me personally, they are 2 for 2 in their film. I Talk to Me, I thought was very, even though you've probably seen that before.
Danny and Michael.
Philip Pugh, maybe, yeah. I think they're Australian. But they work really well together. I thought Talk to Me was the year it came out, I think 2023. I think it almost gonna hit my top 5. I really enjoyed that film. I didn't like the last 5 minutes of that film. I mean, I mean, it does circle back to, it was like, oh, it circles back to now she's the ghost, and it's a little bit of like cheesiness, but I get it. Like, I get why you would want to end it like that, but not. The ride of it was just more fun than the ending. Talk to Me, but I thought it was still excellent. Bring Her Back, watching this movie, I was very scared of my life because I was expecting a lot of terror out of this movie, but no jump scares. I think there was like 0 jump scares in this movie.
There weren't any.
There weren't any jump scares, even though I was prepping for a jump scare. Like the technique that I have. The technique that I have of looking badass while watching a scary movie but still being scared shitless is blurring my eyes out while staring at the screen. So if you think that I'm brave enough, like you think I'm not turning my head or like covering my eyes, I am blurring my eyes out.
You're going cross-eyed on purpose.
I'm crossing my eyes. I'm blurring my eyes out right now. And you won't even know. You'll think like you probably will like look at if you thought I was scared and you turn your head over to me in the theater and you're like, oh, that guy's badass. Wow. He's like not even like he's not even like covering his eyes, his ears, or looking away. Like he's head on in this movie. No, I'm blurring everything. I'm blurring my vision out.
Yeah.
So you think I'm brave, but I'm not. And that's my whole definition of my my personality. Is you look at me like badass, but really when you get to know me, I'm just a shit talking chicken shit that will run away. Fair enough, right? I'm just trying to paint a picture of me. Yeah. But during this movie, there are some very intense scenes in there, but but like I said, if you go watch this movie, And the only way I can compare it really is there's a lot of similarities to Hereditary, which is my personal favorite film in the library in the last 10 years. But it's a very thriller-esque film than anything else. I'll let you take a little bit of the floor.
Bring Her Back.
Yeah,
you thought it was thriller?
It's very psychological thriller. Not a very scary movie.
Yeah. I thought it was more like suspense. Like there was a lot of like uphill climb to nothing. Like it was just very like they kept leaving you with like questions and not giving you really any answers.
Well, okay, so let's give a warning. I guess I'm just let's just spoil.
It's gonna be a spoiler.
Let's just spoil
sure.
it. I think we're gonna spoil it because I don't like tiptoeing around the review. This is gonna be a spoiler. I think I have to rewatch the movie, or at least watch like a film analysis on YouTube a bit. Because I'm sure there's something in the beginning, and there was. The opening scene kind of like gives you a hint of what's going on, right? Nobody's seen it's then.
No, it didn't, because it didn't say like if she was part of it or not. It just had a freaking. It was just part of the VHS tape that she was watching.
But it wasn't VHS version of it. It was literally like you're in that moment of. You see the girl
of involvement, but it wasn't her.
Well, no, it wasn't her. It was the girl in the video, right?
Yeah. So who was that? Yeah. So how did she get a hold of the tape? And who was she to these guys, to the kids? Because I remember at one point she said the foster place said that she's had issues with troubled kids in the past. So why are they giving her authority over these foster kids? I just didn't understand that piece of it. I thought she
said she had trouble, or she doesn't want any troubled kids. That he's had trouble in the past and he doesn't want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I misunderstood that part. But either way, like, it made it seem, I don't know. I was just like, who is this lady?
I get, and we saw this with Ivan, who's been on the show, and you know, there could have been a little bit more backstory and questions answered of like, yeah, how did she get, and maybe, and you know what, maybe they do hint it. I feel like if we were to rewatch this film again, I'm sure we know everything that goes on in the film.
Yeah.
We could be like, oh, maybe there's subtle hints here and there. Like, was she even part of this cult the whole time?
Right.
Like, did she already know about this trick and she was a part of whatever that was going on in the video?
Yeah.
But like, but at the end of the day, what does that help you with, right? What does that help you with the story? Does it really do anything like of the theme of the story? Not really. If I were to told you how she got the videotape, does that add on to what you got out of it?
No.
So like,
I guess it wouldn't have, but at least like added. I just like needed a little more something to that movie. I don't know. I felt like it was missing something.
Okay, so
it was just gore, and then that was it.
I don't think it was just gore.
There was like a good story to it. Like it was cute that she was like,
dude, stop. Matilda, stop.
That she was like, just trying to, like, I understand the whole grief thing, and you know, she really wanted her daughter back. But I just felt like for me it was just missing something, and I didn't really, and I just thought it was kind of funny at some.
Yeah, you definitely were laughing at certain scenes, which
but
I get what you're going for. I get why you're laughing. There's some angles in there where it's kind of funny,
mm-hmm.
But that still didn't. if you didn't laugh, I probably wouldn't have like mentally laughed in my head.
Yeah.
You know, there's that scene where you're seeing that video of online when Oppenheimer, right? He drops the bomb and someone farts right at the 0 second. Like, no one ever laughs, right? No one ever would ever laugh at that scene. But if you add someone laughing and farting in it, it just makes you laugh, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of like takes you out of the moment a bit, and you can't take the movie seriously just because of that. Because someone added something that was not there. So you laughing
So
at
I
it.
ruined it.
Yeah, I kind of ruined it. I mean, I don't care. That's your reaction to the thing. But like now mentally, I know what you're laughing about. There's a fucking kid with a fucking Ethiopian belly walking around like he's like, you know, and it's just like, I know what you're laughing about. Now I can't, I can't unsee it. And it's taking me out of it. It's taking me out of it.
I didn't even laugh that hard. It was just like a chuckle.
It doesn't even have to. Yeah, that's the thing. There's only like 8 people in the movie theater, so it's.
There was more.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was empty enough to know that you can hear your chuckle.
Am I getting scolded right now over
No,
it?
I'm not getting. No, I'm not. And you're not getting scolded by it. I'm just saying. I know why you were laughing. To me, if you weren't there and I just watched this movie, I wouldn't have even secondly have thought about to laugh.
Yeah.
Because I would just been invested. But like, you chuckle, it's like, I know why I know what you're laughing about. Now you're taking me out of it. That's it.
I was already out of it. I just didn't really take it seriously at all.
I just
because I wanted to know more about the cult. I think it would have added more to it for me if I knew more of the chick's background too.
But what do you need to know out of the chick's background in order for you to understand the theme of guilt? You know she lost her daughter. You know
Grief,
she's obsessed about it. You know she's willing to do anything to get her back, and how she's probably gone crazy, right? Like,
I understood all that.
Okay, so like, and then we get this backstory how she got into the cult, how she got the videotape doesn't really matter.
It would have just like made it more interesting.
You just would have felt fulfilled knowing how she got it. But that's your thing, okay?
Yep.
But like as the creator, it's not like, okay, what does this add to the movie for her journey? Why do I need to see her? Why do I need to like? Here's the thing with movies.
And I guess like the ending too, like it would have been more of like the end. Not like besides that, I feel like the ending could have been a little bit better, but
the ending was
that's another piece.
Yeah, I could agree, and I think Ivan said the same thing. About the ending. I mean, what was wrong? What was the issue on the ending?
Well, I just felt like the scene where she ended up just kind of dying at the end. I don't know. I was expecting something more.
Did she die? The mother?
Yeah.
Oh, because she was bleeding?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like laying in the pool. I mean, I guess that's how I took it. And then the one girl goes away. I don't know. I thought that I would have seen it at least get fulfilled. That would have been interesting. Almost like the bad guy winning in a sense.
You wanted to see the bad guy win or no?
Yeah, I would have wanted to just them go full force.
Like Hereditary.
Yeah, go all the way.
I mean,
let's see her get brought back.
I don't know. I was rooting for the little girl. Because the whole time I was like, how is she going to get out of this situation? She's literally blind and she's like half her size.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting how she's going to go. However, I thought it was a unique way of since she can't see but she can hear very well. So I'm assuming I read this somewhere too where like obviously in the end of the movie where she yelled out mother, right? She lets go of her, and she did say in the beginning of the movie that like I would kill for just to hear her say her
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So her ability not to see, but her extra ability to maybe hear and remember and to use every other sense of her besides her hearing to get her out of a situation.
Well, right.
So, I mean,
No, that was definitely like a cool piece to it, but I mean, as soon as they let it down that Andy died, then I was just like, dude, just go full force. Let's see it. You know?
yeah, I mean, it would have been interesting. I'm not. It would have been an interesting way of. I think the whole movie's negative. You know, the whole movie's a very cynical view. Then, and if she were to being able to bring her daughter back,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it would have been. I don't know if like I don't mind. I didn't mind the ending as much. Like, it didn't ruin my experience with the movie. What ruined my experience with the movie, and I guess it's kind of like a little bit of your thing, is that like they did a lot of insert shots and a lot of close up shots of certain things that you think were gonna play in the future or in the future of the movie, and
Right.
then it never did. They had some shots of like the car rear view mirror getting taken down, and then it does a close up of it sinking on the floor in the dirt,
In the gravel, yeah.
in the gravel, and never comes back. And they did another a close up of, I don't know. They did a lot of close ups of certain items, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna come back. Like either it's gonna be used as a weapon, or it's gonna be used as a clue of what's really going on, and then it never did. And I told you this before, and I heard on a commentary, Fincher like is very limited. Close up's very limited because they gotta mean something. Every close up's gotta mean something. Every insert shot, if you're gonna show the audience something, it has to come for full circle.
Yeah.
And I feel like certain shots in here did not come full circle where I was anticipating something. Whereas like Chekhov's gun, the rule is if you show the gun in the first act, it's got to come back in the third, right? So I thought they did a lot certain shots like that I was feeling emptied about. But backstory, I really don't need a lot of backstory. All I know is that I need her to know what she wants, and then how is she gonna get it. I don't need how she got to what she got to push the plot.
Yeah.
But that's some people do. Some people. I mean, I grew up on Lost, right? So like watching Lost, you never got every you as a kid too. You expect every answer and to be. I mean, so expect every question and mystery to be answered, and you don't.
I never saw Lost.
Okay, so like yeah, and you go to that show like, are they gonna answer? They're gonna answer. What are they gonna answer? What are they gonna choose to answer? And you find out like they answer some, and then they throw the excuse of like, well, in life you don't get all the answers, right? But you're hoping when you're dead you get the answers, like right? Like you hoping you get all the answers to life.
Yeah.
Or that would be a huge disappointment. But knowing this, going into this movie, I'm like, some things you don't need explain to yourself. You leave it to your imagination.
No, I definitely. I mean, yeah, like I see all that, and it's fine, but I don't know. I feel like I could have. I just like having a lot more detail, I guess. But I understood it, and I understood it was about grief, and I almost cried at one point. So
see, then you got it. It did its job.
Almost, not quite.
Almost is still, even when a movie. But
it was good.
What movie almost made me cry? I was on the verge of crying. I was like, but I didn't. Oh, the movie The Grave of the Fireflies. We watched the anime Japanese movie.
Yeah, that one was really sad.
Like I kept reading reviews like it's gonna make you cry, and then like I was watching it, and I was like, I want to cry, like I feel like I need to cry, but I'm not crying.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not and I still think that movie's like incredible.
What was that other movie that we saw that I like bawled my eyes out to? The fighter movie.
The fighter movie?
Yeah, he was a fighter.
Bro, are you serious? How recent was this?
The Claw or something.
Iron Claw?
Iron Claw.
Oh yeah, you full
That
on
one was so good.
like left the theater to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was, oof.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
No, yeah, but I like what movies that you didn't cry but you're about to cry. We're not talking about full blown crying over here. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I guess just anything about like grief. I don't know. But it was okay. I just had higher expectations for it because I really thought it was gonna be, like possession, like full force, crazy.
I did too.
Intense. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have freaking nightmares after this movie. Like
the gore was great. I thought the
gore,
there's scenes in there where you just like squirm like.
See, and that doesn't do it all for me. Is just because it has gore doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like scared. Like I want like Exorcist on crack.
You're not gonna. I mean, and you think you're gonna get that from the Conjuring movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
No,
I hope so.
No way.
I want some
the last one was
shitless, like, or what's that movie that came out in like freaking high school that we watched? It took place in like Carlsbad.
Paranormal Activity.
Yes, I want like that shit. I want to feel like afraid to put my feet out of the bed. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not gonna get that with Conjuring coming out. I'm just letting you know. The last one was shit.
Okay, well, I'm saying those were the expectations that I had for Bring Her Back.
Oh, okay. That's, I mean, yeah.
And so that's where it was like, okay, I liked the movie. I just had different expectations for it. It ended up being more about like grief, and I was like, okay, I just have to change my head space for that.
And you still didn't like it.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
It was okay.
I just
wasn't ready for that type of movie.
Which is cool. Because sometimes you can go in a movie expecting one thing coming out with another.
Yeah.
Like that's also a cool experience to have. I can't remember the last time I did that with a movie. What is he doing? He's trying to get himself in the fridge.
Yeah. It's adorable.
No, okay, so I guess my final thought is, you know, if you want to do your final thought first, then I guess cap it off.
Final thought is that I need to stop being so rigid and just go with the flow sometimes, especially when I'm going in with certain expectations. I need to stop having expectations. Maybe that's it.
For the movie.
That's what I've learned.
So for the movie, that's
the movie and life in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It plays in real life things too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. They feel that about me. Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for having your opinion. For Bring Her Back.
I always have an opinion.
Hopefully, some people see her review and be like, okay, I can see where she's coming from. But yeah, my overall opinion is to go see it. I think if you are still a fan of like independent horror movies and yeah, I think going in this blind is probably the best bet. Is to kind of like look at it as almost a mystery type of horror movie, because it does unravel and of her psyche. I thought, by the way, I also thought Sally Hawkins, the mother who played, the woman who played the mother, phenomenal. I think some people are saying Academy a nomination from her. It really depends, because I thought Toni Collette from Hereditary should have been nominated and possibly have won that year for Best Actress. So maybe the Academy will do something for her for a movie genre in the horror, you know, as for an actress. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. But I thought she did a great job. I thought the acting was also incredible. I thought the brother did a phenomenal job. I thought the girl who was blind did a very, like, she was fucking blind. No way she's doing it with her eyes like that for the whole movie. That would give me a fucking headache. But I look
It's
this.
so good.
Yeah, the movie is more gory than I thought and less scary than I thought. But I still had a great time. I thought the story was well written. I thought at the end of the movie, I tell you what, at the end of the movie, you did not know who to root for. Just because, if you put your mindset of ever losing a child,
Yeah.
like, yes, this is a very extreme way to try to get your. But if the proof is there of like this will help, you who knows where your mindset might take you. And I thought they did a very good job of like, damn, maybe I would, if I could get away with it, and it's for sure gonna work, and I might have to like do some dark shit. You might, and I think that leaves you with a very good like question to yourself after you leave the theater. But I enjoyed it. Is it the best movie that I've seen so far this year? May not, because Sinners has been out. But I still think it's a great, enjoyable film. I think you guys should go see it. Maybe lower your expectations if you're expecting something super scary. But if you're going in with something to experience and take away from, I think this is a great movie to go see.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you guys for watching today's show. And
Thanks for having me.
yeah, you'll definitely be back on. I mean, we live together, so yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.